was going off of just what the accuser said. Now, I am happy that they are starting to take women and domestic violence seriously, because they've dropped the ball so many times, no pun intended. And I hope they are listening to these women. But when you get into the legalities of sitting someone down and suspending them and taking their money away, well, I need concrete evidence that Zeke actually committed this heinous act. And if he did not, and when everything come out to play in court proves he's innocent, then Roger Goodell, I need some explaining. I need some type of explanation. Like, where did you get all this information? Are you really going off of hearsay? And are you going off of facts? Because you say, according to, Ty Jones, there's enough evidence to find that he engaged in physical activity, and you talk to team doctors, but then the lawyer says that the doctors agreed that the bruises that was on the young lady had nothing to do with Zeke Elliott. So who's telling the truth? I guess we're going to find out Tuesday. Well, not on Tuesday, but Tuesday is when the Dallas Cowboys did file an appeal. So they're going to go to court with this, and Cowboy Nation, we're about to go to war. I don't know if we're going to see Zeke week 1 against the Giants, if he wins that appeal, if they're going to let him play. The strange thing is, and this is what the players gripe about, when you appeal a case, Roger Goodell, the guy who hands out the punishment, has to approve the appeal. What kind of freaking sense does that make? So I don't... After the Tom Brady situation, what if he rejects Zeke Elliott's appeal and the suspension holds up and he's automatically suspended 6 games? But this is a strange situation, and I think, personally, that this is going to play out for a very, very, very long time. I don't know. I hope to God it doesn't stretch out a year long like the Tom Brady situation, but you don't really know. Don't really know, guys. I mean, man. If it ain't one thing, it's another. How many people are going to get suspended for the Dallas Cowboys this season? Season haven't even freaking started yet. We just finished preseason game number 2. They haven't even had a first full practice with the official roster. But we don't even know who's going to be on the roster. Who we have to bring in. Do you guys like the running backs for the Dallas Cowboys? I don't. How comfortable are you with the backup quarterback position? I am nervous I'm nervous. Extremely. Did you watch the preseason game? The second one? I did. I took a couple of notes. Let's go ahead and get into them. Preseason game number 2, the Dallas Cowboys lost 13-10. Have a couple of quick takeaways I have from the game. Kellen Moore. Oh, Twitter was going crazy over Kellen Moore. I tell you what, Dallas Cowboys, Cowboy Nation, if anything happens to Dak Prescott, we are effed. Book it. Kellen Moore, I don't know if it's a dead arm or a weenie arm. I know he looks like he's 12, so maybe his arm hasn't matured yet. I don't know if Kellen Moore can complete a pass past 15 yards maximum without him having Tommy John surgery. He was horrendous in that second game of the preseason. Now, I know he put up numbers week 1, well, not week 1, the first preseason game, but I came out on the first podcast and I said I was not impressed by Kellen Moore whatsoever. He has a weenie arm. He looked like he's about 4'12", but his head is bigger than anything on his body. Apparently, it's stronger than his arm. I know a lot of people like to defend him, saying he has a high football IQ. Where? You let me know what I'm missing out, Cowboy Nation. What am I not seeing with Kellen Moore that you are seeing? Because it's going way over my head right now. I'm not seeing it whatsoever. I love Cooper Rush. I love what I'm seeing out of him. Now, I know Scott Linehan is not going to bench Kellen Moore whatsoever. Think about it, guys. Coming into last year, Kellen Moore was the number 2 option. Dak was number 3. And if Kellen Moore wouldn't have got hurt, I don't even know if Dak would have even got an opportunity. Even though he was, from what I was reading, looking pretty good, in training camp. But he wouldn't have got a shot over Kellen Moore if Kellen Moore wouldn't have got hurt. I never wish an injury upon anybody, but you got to thank the good man above for that injury, or we never would have seen Dak on the field. It would have been. And this is what kills me, man. We seen Kellen Moore a couple of years ago when Romo got hurt, with starters on the field. He was horrendous. Ain't no other way to put it. Now, coming off an injury, do you really expect to see a better Kellen Moore? And I said this after watching the second. He's not NFL caliber. I know he's there in the NFL. That arm is not NFL caliber. You're no longer at Boise State. But that's our number 2 option. I just pray to God, or whoever you pray to. Doesn't have to be the same God. I ask you guys to pray with me that nothing happens to Dak Prescott, or we are screwed. This Zeke Elliott situation, this is going to come and go. Hopefully, we can get something out of our running backs. I mean, something. Something, guys. Give me something, 80 yards a game. I know McFadden had 1,000 yards a couple of years ago, but that was a couple of years ago. He's like 52 now. I like Alfred Morris. But did you guys watch the second preseason game? Man, let's break some of this stuff down, man. Kellen Moore was 8 of 17 for 69 yards. He averaged 4.1 pass per completion. 4.1. My daughter can throw further than that. She's never even threw a football. But I'm pretty positive she can throw for 5 yards. McFadden and Morris really didn't look that impressive either. But I have a little bit more hope of them two than I do for our backup quarterback. One of the bright spots, guys, were the defense. Defense looked solid. They forced 4 turnovers. Taco showed up finally. 3 tackles and a sack. I like how Wilson was all over the field last night. Scandrick was moving very, very well. Now, I know, turnovers was a big emphasis coming into training camp, so I'm hoping they keep that up. Probably one of the brightest spots that all of Cowboy Nation is noticing at this time is Rico Gathers, the former power forward out of Baylor, turned tight end, is looking very, very beast-like. The guy's huge. And now he's out there, he's learning routes. If he can block consistently, because I'm telling you, man, the Dallas Cowboys is big on tight ends blocking, especially that second tight end when they go to the 2 tight end set. You have to be able to block. If he can pick that up, with his athletic ability. Now, he was I believe, the leading rebounder in Baylor history. So he can get up and get a rebound, which means he can go up and catch a pass. We saw that the first preseason game. We can bring him in for red zone packages. He can be a threat. And we're going to need all the help we can get, especially if Zeke is going to be actually gone 6 games. But I do like what I saw out of Rico. I don't want to crown him yet, but the guy has a ton of potential. As I mentioned earlier, Cooper Rush was very solid, throwing for 104 yards on 9 of 11 passes. But I mean, at the end of the day, guys, it's still way too early to make any type of judgment about this team after 2 preseason games. No starters on the field. Can't wait, and I repeat, I cannot wait to see Jalen Smith. That's who I'm the most excited about. Him and Ryan Switzer. I want to see him on the slot with Cole Beasley. See how they play off each other. See what type of matchup problems they cause on offense. But I want to see Jalen Smith. I mean, come on. Let's be real. That's who we all waiting on. I don't know when he's ever going to get on the field. Whether it's the 3rd preseason game or the 4th preseason game. He has to get some type of action. But I know they're keeping it safe. They don't want to throw him out there. I don't think he's going to start from the jump. He may be starting after the bye. That's my prediction. But we'll see, man. We'll see what he's looking like in this preseason game. But we should at least see some starters play at least the first half against the Colts on Saturday, which is on NFL Network. So hopefully, we'll be in full appeal mode with Zeke. Have a little bit more information about that. And we'll get to see our starters, man. Let's see how Prescott look in year 2 with a couple of new weapons on offense. Let's see if Dez got his act together. Is he healthy for the first time? It's usually always some type of nagging injury with Dez in training camp. I haven't heard anything so far. So, I'm a little excited about that. But all we can do is wait, man. Wait and pray, Cowboy Nation. Hopefully we'll get up out of this hole. Zeke won't face the full 6 games. But as I mentioned before, and I want to reiterate this, if Ezekiel Elliott did physically harm any female, and I know the weed dispenser situation, that wasn't cool at all. Lifting the girl's shirt is never ever a good look. Alcohol involved or not is never ever a good look. And I do think with Zeke, and I believe I said this on the last podcast, the fact that your name is brought up this many times, and he had the speeding situation, maybe he at least need to get set down for a couple of games to grow up a little bit. Because sometimes, and I have a lot of friends. A couple of them have money. You have this tendency to feel invincible. Like nobody can touch you. You completely lose any type of morality in life when you get a little money in your pocket. And everybody is telling you how great you are. And how you can do this and nobody can stop you. So you literally start thinking that nobody can stop you. And you start doing little stupid stuff like that, lifting up women's shirts. I just hope to God he never put his hands on a female. I don't agree with that whatsoever. Being raised by a single mom, knowing what my wife has went through in the past, I don't agree with putting your hand on a female whatsoever. And if it comes out that he actually did, then yeah, he deserved all 6 games. And to be honest, man, beating up a woman, 6 games ain't good enough. Your ass should lose the whole season, in my personal opinion. But that's pretty much all we got. We in 30 minutes. I want to keep these podcasts short and sweet, because they're going to be, throughout the season. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys thought about all of the other